Hello everyone and welcome back to Beach Model Car Customs. So a further update on the AMT 1969 Ford Cobra projects I've been working on. We've got two builds going on here. One's a wide body concept thing and the other's a jacked up hooligan version, which you can see there. Subsequent to the primer problems I had the other week, I've had a lot of flattening down and that to do to carry on with this, and redone the plod around the rear arches. I've also, where this one was trimmed out for NASCAR size wheel arches, I've built up with strip the inside of this and then a skimmer plod around the outside to flow that in. I've also had to repair the gutter rails, which up here is 3 bits of strip to redo those. I've also made from the inner trim off the spoiler that's hanging on the back, and that's working out quite well. I've used a couple of little, these pedestals were from an aircraft kit. They're for dangling bombs off the wings of a plane. I think it was a Harrier. Also in the back there I've got the waffled Torino grille glistening brightly with all that chrome work, and a filler cap that I stole from the 73 Mustang kit, because the filler cap in the, if I turn it back a bit, it might take the edge off the glint. Hang on. Right, bring that back round. I've got the Mustang spare cap there, because on the original moulding, which is on there's a minuscule fuel cap there. It's totally the wrong size, so I'm replacing it with that. Also along the bottom edge there, I've begun to fill up the, I'll just take that back out. Come out without destroying everything. It's all jigged up and thank you. Along that bottom edge, I've filed out the hole there a bit more for the, thank you, for the Mustang cap. That's probably not going to focus on that yet. So I've drilled out that and put in a liner, because there's a trim to go in there, so I'll just eke that out a little bit more. I added about 1/2 mil on this side and 1/4 mil on this side, and then blended that in both sides, and I'm just going to sand that back up. That little piece there has got to come off. Then add a trim strip along that back edge to replace the one that's been removed. Also I need to widen these a little bit, because there's a trim strip that's meant to go up and over that corner and there, and although it's sort of marked, it's substantially, these areas just aren't equally thick. That area there to that one there aren't equal, and the trim strip isn't very well defined, so I thought if I just fit this all in properly with a bit of sanding and whatever, then fatten the sides out to the size of about that sort of size. I know it's really quite picky, but you can't put the trim on there well defined, I don't think, without fattening that up a little bit and then sanding it back down. So I'll be doing that on there. The main thing I've been doing on this car, apart from the wheel arches, I've got some doodads, exhaust pipes dangling there. They were initially from the 41 Willys, 33 Willys coupe, and then I've added a strip around them and some flutes for a sort of new trim along there. I've also used the the down on this board. See, hang on. Here's a couple of well, the carburetors I'm going to use, which I've added detail to. What else have I got there? A little expansion tank from the oil breather pipes. This is an alternator I'm cleaning up to use, along with one of the brackets for it, sort of tilt bracket. And also I've got two more shock absorbers here that are going to go into the back. There's if I'll take that off because it might fall off some of this. Got the bumper fitting. Stand it back up again. Sorry about that. Hope you don't feel seasick. Shit. No, what was that word, Butch? Yeah, going back up. If I take some of this apart again. Come on, get out of there. Because it'll fall off when I turn this over. There goes the spoiler. I've started to do the undersides and hook the exhaust system up. I've added a handbrake cable, emergency brake cable, and a couple of traction bars, the anti sort of sway bar that there was on the in the kit parts. There's a part that sort of sits across the centre with some ducts, and I copied that idea to just make an anti sway bar onto the axle, which, as you can see, I've built up, and this was just building scrap bits onto a tube to give me a jacked up axle. Right, so I've got two more shock absorbers that I've just scratch built down there to go into each corner there. Then made this linkage up. I slightly altered the these exhaust pipes by sawing them to lower them to the body. So I've sawed each side, you know, and took out. But basically, I used a hacksaw, a real hacksaw blade, and that gives you quite a generous cut. So then I cut them down, blended them in a bit. Further down here, I've added clamps to the joining parts, and then bouncy rubber loop. You can't really see them. Where can I get a good angle that will show that? Either side there's there and there loop type mountings, you know, rubber loop, and then a couple more brackets underneath the side pipes to bolt them onto the side chassis. Oh, excuse me. The wheels I've finished off by adding where are they? You know, tyre valves, touched in the nuts. I nicked a couple of decals for the hubcaps from the 68 Mustang GT. I think it is 68, hang on. Yeah, Revel 68 GT Mustang has got the right hubcap decal to give you the GT there. Put that back on there for a second. I've been doing a lot of body work on the other car. If I was that round here, I've got a sort of billet looking front grille. I've extended the what's it called, the NASCAR Talladega nose, and then I've got that grille underneath there built up with that, and then this bumper will overlay that again to give me a more shit. God, books, we've really got that's twice today. Which will go on there, hollowed out the lower strip, and obviously partitioned it from the grille. Going around I've got most of the front done. There's a few minor blemishes that I want to fill in and adapt, but you know, down to, and then I've just got to blend this lot in here. I still haven't cut the side windows out because, as I said to one comment, it really will help me with keeping as much in as possible while I'm doing all this rubbing and dubbing. What fell off then was a spoiler. I've nicked this from the body of a Nissan. A friend of mine was doing a Tamiya Nissan with a twin turbo, and his dog got hold of the body and chewed it all up. So I've actually nicked the rear spoiler out of it, which coincidentally fitted the width of this quite nicely. If I can turn that round a bit more, we'll hopefully sort of got some trimming to do, but I'll build up something that gives me a modern looking spoiler with an eye level brake light in the centre and all that sort of lark, along with the rear bumper for this, which must be that one, which I've cut slots in. The exhaust will come out through these lower slots down in there. There's an interior tub sitting in here that comes from a 1999 Ford Mustang GT, which seems to be a similar sort of size to this car, and I'm hoping to use the dashboard, possibly the side panels, the seats. I'll have to make a rear deck, but as we were saying before, if I convert that to a hatchback, then quite a lot of this will be in there. But it gave me a good idea of what an internal, this is, let's pop that off. This has got an up the sort of quarter interior. Well, that's not the right shape. It does help you feel like the thickness of parts, and I do want to make up the proper interior more properly, rather than it just ending as it does on you know, stock is just the rear deck panel in there. But I want to get it all properly built up inside and in the roof and that, which is another, you know, I've got a whole list of things that are still going on here. You know, that'll be oh, the bumper, not bumper, battery drive, and a whole list of odds and sods still to do to work out the interior of this and the final parts of the bodywork. But it's all making good progress. I've got my ride heights worked out on them both. I like the jacked up look of this one. It's got a good angle to it. But it's all plodding along nicely. With that, I hope you all have a good week or fortnight till I see you again. And best wishes from jolly old England. Bye.